Every time when you're out of school, you always just think about like, and when you first show up there, it's always like, man, did I make the right decision type stuff? Like, I hope I make the right decision. Cause I wanted to get out of California so bad, cause there was just so much stuff going on, that I was like just thirsty to go to anywhere. I went over there unexpectedly. Alabama was in a national championship. That's when they lost too. And I just got on the flight with two. I put my phone in airplane mode. Tosh was like, "We don't got nobody there to pick you up. Like we're all over here." And I forgot where was that game played at? It was all in Tampa. Like man, we ain't got nowhere like to pick you up. Blah blah. So the dude drove from. He said he drove. They got him. I forgot he either drove or they said they bought him a flight. And he had to drive somewhere hella far to pick me up and get me like in my dorms and stuff like that. It was like, you just showing up type stuff, like blah blah. You ain't gonna tell nobody. And like people thought I was lying, but like it's funny though because it was fans there because fans was waiting for me at the airport and there was fans waiting for me at the airport in Michigan, and there was hella fans at the Birmingham airport, and I had my Antioch jacket on and a hoodie on. I was chilling with Tua talking, and then like I was like, and they all was like, "Can we get a picture, Najee?" type stuff. Like, how the hell y'all know I was here? Oh, it ain't hard to find a flight. I'm like, bro, what the heck? Then I keep going around and I'm hearing all this Roll Tide stuff. I was like, bro, like, what do y'all keep saying? Like, I would say, like, you know, they would just say, Roll Tide, Najee. I'd be like, well, like, what's up? Type stuff. Like, you know, what's good? Like, man, why the hell do they keep showing this dude right here? Like, bro, like who is this dude right here, bro? And then he got this damn hat on, like who is this? She was like, Najee, she said, you're lucky that, you know, we're good friends right now, but that's Bear Bryant. I was like, oh, who is that?
That elephant is my grandmother. She passed and collected elephants, and she had like 5,000 elephants, and I asked if I could have one. And that's funny that we ended up going to battle. I was there a month later. I packed up all my things. I had a place set up, but I had some job leads, so I didn't quite have a job. I was just praying that, you know, got working as soon as I did, but I did. And thank goodness to all those great folks that hired me. Thank you. If he needed somebody there while he's way across the country by himself, I'm here for you.
In the Bay, you grow up fast. Different appearances, lingo, vibe, just a whole nother hustle. You know, sometimes a young man from the Bay is perceived, you know, a certain way or might act a little different than others.
You know, everybody's coming from all these different states and they've all got cliques here, the Florida cliques, you know, the Tennessee cliques, the Bama cliques. Well, he's the Californian, and he's kind of like the lone Californian out there by himself. So he said at first it was kind of hard to relate to the slang and hanging out with folks.
So like a lot of times when people will talk, I'll be like, oh, okay, for sure. Okay. But I don't know what the heck they're saying. I was just saying, yeah, okay. So like it took me like a year to really understand like their accents. Like Florida people, I don't understand what they were saying. Everything was different. The way they dressed, the way they spoke, what they eat. It just wasn't my cup of tea. I'm coming from a big city, like stuff like that, and it's like, you know, I'm just coming there and just slow. All right, I got some stories now. Me and Saban had like a special relationship though. So like, it ain't the common athlete's relationship, you know, high and by Saban. I joke around a lot, you see now, but at the same time, I'm a person that's like, you know, like you could just be straight up with me type stuff. So like, we had a lot of differences at first. Let's just say that we got off on the wrong foot at first. Had a lot of arguments, and I was in practice. Like I used to get in a lot of fights in practice too. So like, this man used to say, "God damn it, 22, it's always you. It's always you fighting. You get another one, you're out of practice," type stuff. And then, you know, I just looking at him like, man, like whatever. You got something to say? God damn it, you got something to say?
How do you argue with Nick Saban? And he's like, well, he said this to me, so I said this back to him. It's like, you don't do that though. You just don't do that. How do you do that? Well, he talked to me like a man, I'm gonna talk to him like a man. He talked to me this way, I'm gonna talk to him that way. Okay.
Average people, they tend to gravitate towards other average people. and really successful people or people in a successful or dominating mindset tend to gravitate to each other as well. And you're going to see Najee constantly around Saban in business environments or at work.
I joke around him a lot about because he loves DBs. He's a DB. So I'd be like, damn, man, like DB's looking soft as shit today, type stuff. You know, coach? Oh, really? Is that right? You know, he used to just may say some stuff back. But yeah, no, we talk shit to each other though, for sure. But like I said, me and him have a really, really special relationship. That's why I like that little man. Like that was my first time I really like played behind somebody, and I had to wait my turn.
You know, it's a process. You're gonna go from a superstar, and you're gonna go be a number now, and you gotta earn it. At first he's like, huh? I said, yes, you have to go earn it again.
Coming off the field after games, so frustrated, I didn't get to play, or they said I was going to get an opportunity to play, and I'm have to say, well, you are getting the opportunity to play. It's just not as much time as you wanted, but they are giving you the opportunity to play. So we had that back and forth conversation. And then be patient became a bad word. That was like a cuss word, saying be patient. It was like, you know, trying to tell him, you know what, son, your time is gonna come. You just have to be patient. Be patient. You know, he said he heard Saban say, put Najee out there. It was his call. It was time to go. And he just got in there and got busy.
Continue with the theme. True freshman Najee Harris is in the game. And he makes a big play, and Harris. And now Harris is the four tailback, bounces it. Najee Harris in the clear, a powerful run, still battling and slung out.
That was awesome. I just was like, there's my boy. That's what I'm talking about. That's what they need to see.
Like losing by that much in the biggest game of the year, what you trained for, what you worked hard for as the team, and throw us all in there as freshmen. That made the era of Saban even more like bigger than what it is. I feel like that helped his era a lot.
Valoa trying to make up for it, fires to the end zone, touchdown! Alabama wins!
Oh, fuck, I'm just gonna throw freshmen in there. That's dope, bro. Like for a coach to believe in players that much, bro. Like he really knows what he's doing.
Something special, not only to us, but to him. The first national title that he won as a freshman with Tua and all those other great freshmen they have now. And the jersey has never been washed. He took it off, and this is how it is, and it's always been like that.
The next day, he said, Coach, can you help me get home? He didn't let anybody know. He just flew back home. Like, okay, you know, I'm glad you won. I'm here, but now you're an adult. You can't just do that. I just assumed that he let Tasha and them know that he left, but he said, no, I just wanted to be home. I wanted to, you know, come and celebrate, and, you know, and that's when he, you know, gave the jersey and stuff. I said, man, you can't. I said, I'm grateful for this, but you're an adult now. You can't just leave.
I left Alabama every weekend to go back to California, and then, you know, I would even miss flights on purpose, just so I don't have to go back to Alabama. Man, I'm just getting so homesick, man. I was just like, man, like, I miss my friends, I miss my family, stuff like that. Like, I can't relate to nobody here. Like, nobody, and like, I'm really like a ducked off, like closed off person. So like, it was just hard to like really gain friends and relate. Well, I always have a small circle, but it was just really hard to relate to people. Like, way I gain, like, I'm cool with people, so I can relate to them some way, or form, or fashion. Like my best friends to like now in college is what people will call as a NARP, a normal ass regular people. They don't play no sports. Those are my best friends. It's JJ and Trey. Those are my best friends. They didn't even play football.
I said, the more you come back here, the more you're going to get into bad stuff. And I told him, I said, that's part of going away. I said, you're going to feel it. After every game, you're going to feel it. No one that you really know and love will be there. Just people that are glad that you're Najee Harris and playing. But now when you go away from the locker room, you're by yourself.
He came over to my house and we just kind of talked. And I remember he told me, he goes, you know, I want to transfer. And I told him, I said, okay, but where are we going to go? I said, you just let me know where you want to go. I said, because then I'll be the brother that I have to be for you. I said, if you go somewhere, you're going to have to sit another year. I said, that's another year that your mom has to wait. Just let me know where you want to go, but just know you're going to have to sit another year out.
So what you want to do, we can leave. Because then he'll turn around and say, what would I look like leaving just because I'm not getting to play like I want to play? I'm like, exactly. So what you want to do?
There's tough times you go through. There's times where he felt like he was better than other players that are out there. He's got an extremely competitive nature. And, again, I think it's about, it was about reminding him of why he wanted to come there in the first place. Well, Najee wants to challenge people. He wants to show that he's the best. He wants to go amongst the best on a daily basis. And his goals were to be a first-round draft pick, to win, and get his degree.
That's my decision at the end of the day. So, coming back wasn't an issue at all. Like, as much as I said, it was hard for me in Alabama, I could deal with it type stuff, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't like this the worst thing. And there's other people in that's way worse situations than that. So for me coming to Alabama, it wasn't just I just can't fucking take it here. It was just it wasn't my place, but I could deal with it. I told myself if I don't see it through, I would never be proud of myself if I achieve anything else anywhere else.
You will see this everywhere, and you will hear this everywhere. It's trust the process.
Oh, this is the best part, kind of the best part, right here. One of the best parts, this is what most of us aim to be, is the first round board gallery, I guess you should say. A lot of names, Julio Jones, Mark Ingram, Trent Richardson. And you got new ones like Tua, Ruggs, Jed. Every year was a different mindset because every year my role changed to the team. So my freshman year, I was just a player, just to be ready type stuff. Be ready, Najee, be ready. Second year, it was all right, you're the third guy, but we're going to have to need you a lot. We need you a lot on special teams. So play a lot of special teams and also be ready. And then, every year my role got bigger and bigger and bigger. For me, hands down, the best person to come speak with us was Kobe. Kobe came and spoke with us. And not because of I was sad he passed, but it was because he was really telling us about his Mamba mentality thing.
When I play against somebody and we line up, you're guarding me, my whole purpose was to get you to reconsider your life choice to play basketball, right? So at the end of the day, you'd be like, you know what? Maybe this isn't for me. And that was my mentality going into every single game, is just to absolutely obliterate this guy.
And he was telling us when he went up against Allen Iverson, and he was saying so he was saying how he went up, because that was who's the hottest guy you played against? He was probably AI. It's AI, he could shoot, he got handles, all that stuff like that. But he was saying he couldn't approach him the way he approached everybody else. So he gave this crazy ass story, bro. He was if you guys ever see a dolphin goes out like this, goes up in, and then a shark is really just pursuing them, something like that, but staying unseen under the water type stuff. And you see the shark, the dolphin go like this. And he said at the right moment when he comes up and down, that's when he will attack him and hit him. So he was saying that every time he watched hella film AI. He said every time AI does something, he takes a couple dribbles, feel me, and then he pulls up and shoot type stuff. So he was he was in his head saying he was going up against him, and he was staying back just like this for a minute. And he said he would count his dribbles, bang, bang, bang. And he said right when he does his fourth dribble, he would come up and just block him type stuff. So he was breaking down how he was guarding AI, but it was crazy as hell. We was all what the? Everybody was what the hell?
The hurdle. The hurdle that scares my life. Yes, the hurdle. I don't like the hurdle. Running backs, they want that breakout run to get the ball and just run it all the way in for that touchdown. But with a running back, what's the best way to stop them? It's to go for their ankles and their feet. And he said, that shit hurts. That's what he told, I'm sorry, but that's what he told me, that shit hurts, Mom. And so he started jumping them. And I was like, oh, you can't do that. We got to figure out another way because that's dangerous. I could just see somebody catching you in the air and oh my God, you helicopter spinning across the field. No, we're going to. But no, we just got better at it. We just, okay, fine, I'll just get better at it.
But the first one was the sophomore year, and the guy was standing straight up and jumped right over him, and the guy just totally missed.
it just became something natural for him. You know, it was never planned. A lot of people don't know that he doesn't go into a game saying, today I'm gonna hurdle somebody. That's not his objective. That's not what he's looking to do. It's just, he's such a tall kid, but you can't tell somebody, like, you know what I'm saying, like, don't jump over him. Well, that's just the reflection he has, you know? So that's the reaction, and I think Saban didn't like it either.
I see the athletes speak about like depression and mental health stuff. That stuff is really real though. Like there's a lot of stuff that we go through as athletes that people don't like recognize or realize. And then you got these fans just talking about all this stuff on Twitter or like in a press conference like that. Like you don't know nothing about this person, so why do y'all keep speaking about that? But y'all support him. Yeah. Like it doesn't make sense. Like when he messes up though, it's like how much y'all hate him. It's fake. So that's why, like, you know, I don't really like, I like when I was at Alabama, I didn't really like mess with the fans that much in a way. I denied a lot of pictures. I denied a lot of signings. They didn't like me like that. But I was like, man, like, bro, like, y'all are here for all the good stuff. But right when like stuff goes wrong, y'all always bash all these names on Twitter, internet, all that stuff. You don't know what nobody's going through ever. And they always quick to criticize somebody. Like that's the least things that I'm worried about is what a fan got to say about me. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, so like, it's just crazy like how I went to college and I see just how fake people is. And it was like, you don't know it's really like what's really serious in the real world. So I was never the person to get tattoos. I didn't like it, but I lost some friends through gunshots, and I actually got some tattoos. So all the tattoos on me really is like, you know, just for my friends that I lost through gun violence. And my friend Rafa called me like, Najee, hey man, you know D? I was like, yeah man, I was just talking to him yesterday. He good? He's like, nah, he just got killed type stuff. I'm like, what? Like what? Like I was just like what? I was just with him like literally yesterday. Like what are you talking about? I was just like blown away.
That hurt him really deeply, and I didn't realize how bad it hurt him. He flew all the way out there. He wanted to be a part of the services. But that's why I didn't want him going back home, because we live in a bad area. And, you know, them bullets don't have a name, and these guys out here can be jealous and, you know, just want to take away what somebody else worked so hard for. And so that was my thing about not letting him go back home, is I didn't want him to go back and then driving around in the same neighborhood with your friends who are doing different things. They're not on the same track as you. They have a different goal in their mind. It's not the same as yours. And so I didn't like him going home and getting in the car and driving around with these kids. That was my fear, that he's worked so hard for this and then someone can take it away with just the pull of a trigger.
Started school for like 2 days, and I walked out of class and my friend Vita called me. He was like, hey man, what you doing? I was like, I'm just chilling type stuff. Like, oh, you all right? I was like, yeah, I'm good. Hey man, Rafa just got killed. You know, Rafa was the dude who called me and said D got killed. So literally a week or 2 weeks before, like within a part, they literally got killed. You know, I don't want to say too much on the story, but he drove to Oakland for some fireworks. And then some dude that he bought the fireworks from had a hit on his head. So people slid up on him and killed him. And my friend was just there in the crossfire and was like what the hell, and started running away. And they just turned around and just shot him. I was walking out of workouts, didn't feel like practicing, I just felt sick. Well, I lost both of them too. I just didn't feel like doing nothing. So that was the time I seen the community just be broken up. Nobody messes with each other, it's just a different place. So now I just say what up to my 2 people and I leave. You know, there's numerous times where I drive out there and cops pull me over for no reason, just pull me over. Drive in front of my car, get out. Man, what the fuck you doing here, bro? Like, this ain't what you think it is no more. Like, bro, you gotta get out.
It was just amped up and amplified. And, you know, what was going on just didn't make no sense. Something had to be said and something had to be done. And these kids have the platform to do that.
A teammate of mine, I'm not gonna say his name, hit me up like, Najee, man, we gonna come in. I'm not coming back. I'm not playing for this team. Like, you know, they ain't showing like they don't, like these coaches showing that they don't care or something like that. So like, I'm like, well, okay, well, let's just pause now, all right? I understand where you're coming from. There's a lot of stuff going on. I understand, but let's have our minds right here. Let's not just say shit and not have an answer. You know what I'm saying? Take a step back here. I was like, what we can do though is let me come there and talk to you and the rest of the captains. And we all came there. I'm not even a captain. I was not a captain, but I want to be somebody like, because I choose not to be a captain. I just want to be somebody that people could talk to, type stuff. So I came there, talked to everybody. I was like, look, man, we should all have a team meeting and address the issue. I was like, look at you guys. I understand what's happening. You know what I'm saying? I understand that, like, you know, the police violence that's happening and, you know, and the racism, I guess you say, that's happening, and the George Floyd thing that happened, and all the shootings, and the, you know, y'all even got your own stories, players. So, you know, we can't just walk out. Like, if we walk out, like, what will that do type stuff, you know what I'm saying? So, like, I was like, so what we can do is we can have a march. And I don't want, and then, like, you know, I want everybody in here to know that, like, you don't got to be a captain to speak up. Anybody can speak, especially on this matter. This ain't football. It's like a movie. I went up there, I looked behind me though. It was the whole damn team all in there walking upstairs. And we all came to Saban's office, and, you know, Saban, I said, you know, Saban, we want to have a march, blah, blah, blah. And this is for real. And Saban was like, you know, I was waiting for you guys to do something like this, because if I say it as a coach, it wouldn't be as genuine like that. So I wanted the players to come and do it. So Saban was all in, man. Saban was like I feel like, he was like, because I was like, we want you to be there, something like that. He was like, man, like, I feel really proud of you guys, like, as like a proud father, because like I said, I want to do everything I can to help, but I wanted you guys to come and speak to me yourselves. I didn't want to be the one addressing it.
They came up with a way to be a part of that movement, but in a way to where it didn't interfere with school, didn't interfere with practice, and the kids can still be involved in that movement. So he's like, Mom, I'm doing this march. I'm gonna be out there with Saban and the players. I want you to be there with me.
I walked outside and there was hella people out there on the athletic wise, like all the athletes. I'm like, damn, this is dope. You feel me? I was walking through that thing. I felt like Martin Luther King or something like that. I was like, damn, like, y'all opening it for me. Y'all like, they're like, Najee, get in front.
His family, like I said, we're activists, but I don't even think that's what got him involved into it, because I had to bring up to him that, you know, your father's family were Black Panthers, and, you know, you're kind of following in some of their steps now by speaking out on what's going on.
And I'm very pleased to be here, and I'm very pleased to see all of you here today. But I'm going to let them express their views. And Najee Harris is going to come up and he's going to start it off. And again, thank you for coming. President, thank you for the opportunity.
We walked to this schoolhouse door intentionally because while much has changed in the last 57 years, too many things have not. So in the present moment, we as student athletes need to play our part in bringing out positive change. Not everyone comes from a good background. It is our duty to always be a helping hand to our families and communities. We have to give back and be there for the kids in need, many of whom are just like we are. We need change in our system of law enforcement, we need change in our communities, and we need change in our hearts. This is something that must be done. I challenge athletes to play a bigger role in sports. That role is to give back and acknowledging that we are role models by setting a positive examples for young people. The more we give back, we will receive from our communities. Thank you.
My son and a couple, I don't want to give him all the credit because it wasn't just him, it was a bunch of other students, but my son initiated this big movement on Alabama campus and the South. So that's another thing too. He did this in Alabama.
That's what made the team trust, like really gain trust and like respect for Saban other than football. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what really like propelled it, is when the issues happened out there. And that's what really made us all bond together as a team, I feel like.
When he got to start and be the feature running back, he took off. And everything he did that last year is everything that we wanted to do those past 4 years.
Najee Harris will take it. Touchdown, Alabama.
Everybody loved it. You know, it brought so much positive back to the Bay Area, but especially for Antioch. You know, and I'm happy that, you know, he was able to put on for, you know, the city of Antioch. The whole 925. Everybody here supported him. We were all in. You know, I think a lot of them didn't cheer for Bama. They just cheered for Nine. But, you know, everybody was Roll Tide.
Gonna go through tough times, just like he went through a lot of tough times growing up. You just see a repetitious behavior of overcoming those times and getting the most out of them, improving, excelling. And that's no different of the Alabama career of Najee.
Struggles through your 4 years of college, and now you're walking out a champion that you started with. So I'm so proud of you.
They say this year counts, buddy. It's kind of hard, man. A lot of guys opted out, especially in SC. We would play teams, they would not have their whole team. They would have to lose literally their whole starting offense. Kentucky, Auburn lost a lot of guys. Missouri lost a lot of guys. LSU lost a lot of guys. Fucking like all these teams really lost hella guys. So we're over here playing against like their threes. It's not fun. I'll tell you what. That's why if you look on the scoreboard, they're getting blown out. Now, if they were playing, I don't know. Would it be the same thing? You can make the argument. But like, I like competition. I like playing people like when they're at their best. So I go back and forth a lot. Like, man, we're playing a team who played 7 games for the national championship. And so like, I'm kind of off and on, you know. I'm like, man, yeah, we did, but there's arguments that we didn't.
Right. But what I'm more excited about through this whole process is the call from when he called me about, I just finished my last final. So I was like, at first I was like, okay, who cares? And then he goes again, no, you understand. I just finished my last final. And then it didn't hit me. It didn't hit me until he was like, no, you don't not listen to me. And then I was like, you about to graduate? I was like, what the heck? That's the most important part of the whole thing. And people got on me because I told Najee not to come out his junior year. But I told him, you told me you were gonna get that diploma. I told you, you're not leaving Alabama until you get that diploma. And you got it. It took 4 years. It's supposed to be 3 years, but it took 4 years. And whatever happened, I don't care what happened because that was what I wanted, and he got it. I didn't know what he was talking about. He was like, I finished my last final. And we sat there and cried all home together. I was like, oh my goodness, I can't believe this happened. I just went crazy, said a prayer.
A lot of life lessons learned, a lot of bumpy roads, a lot of learning experiences, but you know, a lot of hard work though, for real. You know, it really challenged me mentally to learning new stuff of just the sport of football and how important some of the small things that you wouldn't think is important is important. We build like a brotherhood, and that's for surely like I'm proud about that stuff is that I met new guys there that like, you know, I'll know forever.
You feel like you made the right decision?
Yeah, I made the right decision. As much as I talk bad about Alabama, but I made the right, like not bad about it, but as much as like I talk about me not liking it there for the first couple, like it was the best decision for what I wanted to do in life, 100%.
Download the Milo's mobile app today and receive a free cheeseburger after your first purchase.